Instagram posts can take forever to design. Don't you worry, I have been there. Sometimes we spend forever designing a post only for it to get scrolled past because it is not capturing attention. In this tutorial, I want to share with you 2 design principles and 1 Canva hack to help make sure that your posts are getting stopped at and not scrolled past. All right, so make sure you hit that like button if you are ready to learn how to do these incredible hacks, including some special little animations that are going to add a little something special to your designs without making them too busy. That is the key. And so hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Jacqui and I am obsessed with helping business owners make more money through using strategic design and Canva to elevate their brand and their business. And so today we want to go into how you can make your posts be stoppable on the scroll. So this video is part of a bigger series I've done on bold branding. And if you haven't watched that series, I highly recommend that. I'm going to put the most relevant video up here. It's all about the strategic design principles that are going to get your posts stopped on. And this tutorial I'm going to share with you today is some really practical steps, really focusing on the animation piece, because I couldn't speak about that in the last video because that is also a podcast. So you might have seen on Instagram this little trend. This is from these lovely ladies and their posts are moving. They are wiggly wobbly posts. And so you'll see if I just go through it, we've got a lot of different movement happening on these posts. Now, the way that they've done this is not my favorite way of doing things because I'm going to be honest with you, I actually had trouble reading all of this design. It felt like it was a little bit too busy and I felt stressed reading with all the different graphics. So I want to share with you what I believe is a perfect in between for this and some design principles to make sure that your posts are getting read and stopped at. So it's actually quite simple. I'm going to put all of this into one through this tutorial. So if you watched one of my last videos, which I'll link it here, which was all about how you can actually convert your audience through your designs, I used a stupid analogy of how I grew my business by eating carrots. This is not true. This is all made up and false information, but I was just sharing an example and I came up with this. So I'm going to use this post as my example today. And so you can imagine this post is pretty good. Some things that are working for it, which are really important that I want to share with you to help stop the scroll, is 2 concepts: simplicity and hierarchy. Hierarchy is this idea that you can take your audience on a visual journey and capture their attention with the most important piece of information. A lot of the posts that I see on Instagram right now are not taking advantage of hierarchy and they're getting scrolled past because there is too much information and none of it's capturing attention. You can see it in this post here. If you were just to quickly glance at it, you would see that eating carrots stands out to you the most. It's because it's the largest and it's got a lot of contrast in the background. And then you'll probably go back to how I grew my business by eating carrots, and then you would see this bottom piece of text of the answer may surprise you. I have used hierarchy to make sure that you see eating carrots and you're like, why is she eating carrots? This is weird. I work my business, and then you work through it. And so when you're designing posts, think about the hierarchy, think about what is going to capture my audience's attention and make that text super large. Then I want you to utilize the concept of simplicity. There are too many busy posts on Instagram and it's making us feel overwhelmed. And so if you want to stand out from the crowd, I want you to simplify and strip back your designs, not overcomplicating them. I've done a post here. This is the opposite of what I want you to do. This post has all the information here straight away. It's tech that there's not really clear hierarchy. Like you can't see eating carrots. You just see a giant carrot and you think, what on earth? A picture of me eating carrots. There's lots of pictures of carrots. There's a lot of different colors. There's a lot of different text. There's a lot of things happening. It doesn't feel as inviting to read. Whereas this text here, this feels, oh yeah, I am interested in that. And if you are interested, you might swipe through this carousel post. So I want you to think about not overcomplicating your designs. If you don't want to do a carousel post, is there any information you can move to the caption? Or design-wise, can you keep this amount of information but strip back the design so it doesn't feel so busy? I definitely wouldn't put any more information on a post, especially the first slide of a post or a static post, because it makes your post overwhelming to look at and get scrolled past because people want ease. People want something that's really easy to consume, so we need to make that happen for them. All right, and the main thing I really want to chat with you today about is animation. So doing this cute little effect that these guys have done on their designs, because I think this is something I've been doing on my designs as well. I'll show you that now. This is something I've been doing on my designs as well. You can see this one here. This little eye is moving. This little TV is jumping. We're not going to do exact animations like this, but I'll show you how to do them. The tip I want to show you is something you can do with any graphic or piece of text at all. So when you open up your Canva design, I want you to think about how can I animate this slightly? I don't want you to overcomplicate things because it makes things too busy and hectic to look at. But what can you do that's small? So for me, I've added in these carrots and I would love to animate these little carrots. The trick you want to use is what's called the animate feature on Canva. There's a special little animation that's really subtle and really fun and really easy. So first you want to click on the object you want to animate. I want to do these little carrots. I'm going to click on this carrot, select that object and hit the animate button up here. Once I click on that, I want to scroll down. You'll see all these different animations. You don't have to worry about any of these. I want you to scroll right down to the bottom where you'll see add-on effects. You can do any of these. You can see that this one will make it spin around. This one here will make it flutter in and out. This one here will make it pulse. My favorite here is wiggle, but you could use any of these. So if I press wiggle here, you can see that it's actually going to wiggle the carrot around in a kind of a cute little fun way. Now you can see that you've got an intensity option here. This is only available if you have Canva Pro to edit the intensity of this wiggle, but I can make this wiggle quite large and big and hectic, or how I prefer it to, that's hectic, or how I prefer it to be is quite small. So just a little, it's just enough that people are like, is that moving? You know, and it kind of captures their attention. So I'm now going to go ahead and apply this wiggle effect to anything that I want to wiggle. So I'm going to use these 3 carrots. So click on the carrot, press wiggle, change the intensity to low, click on the carrot, wiggle, intensity to low. It's really quite a quick process once you do it properly. And you can see now that all these little carrots are wiggling. And it's nothing hectic, it's just really subtle. Another option you can do here is animate the text a little bit. I don't recommend doing this lots again, but you might want to do it a little bit. If you've just got text in a text box like this, and you want to animate one word, make sure it is on its own separate text box. For me, I've got text box, text box, text box. So I'm going to animate this carrots box. I'm going to click on this text box, press animate, and scroll down to the wiggle option again. And I can do this wiggle again. So I'm going to press wiggle, and I can change the intensity to be quite low. Now I'm going to leave it there because I think any more is kind of getting a bit hectic. Actually, I animated this one. I want to show you what this looks like. If you want to look at your animations a little bit more intricately, you can actually press this duration button down here, and I want to open up more of a timeline of your design. So you can see each of my pages here. If I want to click on view what the end screen looks like, I can just move my cursor and drag this here, and it will show me what it looks like. So I'm going to press play here. And you can see that this design is just too hectic. Like there is too much happening. It's too hard to read. And it's just a little bit too much in my opinion. We want our designs to be subtle and professional, not really crazy and silly. So if I go over to my eating carrots one now, you can see it's a little bit more subtle. It's still interesting to look at, but not too much. Now your design, when you post this to Instagram, it's going to repeat over and over and over again, just really subtly. And so you can see mine right here is 5 seconds long. That's okay because the animation is just repeating over and over. There is no start and end to this. Whereas if you were, for example, if you wanted to do some more text effects on this, so I can click on this text box and press animate. And there are some suggested text effects here. If I press typewriter, it's going to type out my text. I don't want to do this because I feel like it's too busy. And what it can actually also mean as a detriment is that when you post this picture to your grid, it might pick it up at the start here where you haven't actually got any of your words shown up yet as a little thumbnail that views on your grid. So it's just easier to not do too many hectic animations on your post. But if you do want to do it, you can change the speed of this, and you can change if it's going to come in and then come out. So it'll untype itself in essence when it finishes. Or you can just select that you want it to come up and enter in and not exit out. Or if you're going to have it do both, I would then make sure this slide is a bit longer because we want to give people enough time to read this whole post before it untypes itself. So I would click on this post and click on the edit timing button, and I can change this to being 15 seconds or longer or shorter. So just make sure that you're checking the display, the final image, to check that it's either repeating itself seamlessly so you're not noticing that big difference and it's easy to look at, or you've made it long enough that it doesn't become too quick for people to read. All right, so I'm now going to go ahead into my other slides. And so again, I don't like doing this too hectic, but having a little subtle animation can be really helpful. So I'm going to grab this little picture of me here, press animate, and again, just do the wiggle. I like to have not too many different sorts of animations at play at once because again, it becomes too busy. Again, that's a bit too hectic, so I'm just going to do the intensity a little bit lower. That's just a little bit fun to look at. Again, I'll do this page here. I might choose to animate my knife and my fork. If you want something really fancy, by the way, there is a create animation button where you can actually drag your plate around or whatever you're doing, and it will like follow that line when you're doing your graphics like so. Again, you'd want to make sure that it's not too hectic to look at. Like this would get really distracting while you're trying to read a lot of text. So use this with your discretion. All right, so that's working now. And you'll see all these posts are quite simple. There's not a huge amount happening on these posts because I want it to be easy to read and not overwhelming to look at. And lastly, I've got my call to action slide. So I might put in this little microphone and make that animated. So that's one way to do it. The other way is what I did in my Instagram posts here, and that is to actually find moving animations already. So these animations can be anything. You can just choose a graphic. So if I was to start this from scratch, I would go to elements, I'd click on this carrot and I can animate it. You can also find graphics that are already animated. So potentially I could go to graphics over here. I can click this little filter button. And if I select animated here, it's going to show me all of the animated carrots, which isn't a huge amount because who animates carrots? But if I could grab this one here and I could pop it into my design, and it is already, you can see it's got a little subtle jiggle. I could just use that straight away. Same with these ones over and over again. So if you want to find something that is already animated, feel free to do that. But obviously that wiggle feature is a really great way to make anything animated. All right, finally, you need to know how to save this so it actually appears animated on your Instagram. So when you press share to download your post, you're going to go to share, download, and you're going to make sure it says MP4 video. Canva will automatically suggest this, so make sure you've got that selected. You don't want to do JPEG or PNG or PDF. None of these are moving formats, particularly for Instagram. So make sure you have MP4 video. And then you would select here to have download pages as separate files. So for me, this was going to be a carousel. So each of these slides is its own slide in a carousel. If I don't press download pages as separate files, it's going to save all of my pages as one big long movie, which gets really stressful for someone to try to read through because it's moving quite quickly. Whereas I want to download my pages as separate files. This is only a Canva Pro feature. If you don't have this feature, you can just go through here, unselect all your pages and just select one, press done, and download that as a specific page, and then go back and download page 2. Whereas if you have Canva Pro, you can just select all of these pages and tick download pages as separate files, and it will download those. Then you can send those to your phone and upload them as a carousel post or as a single post to have really great images on your Instagram that are going to stand out and capture attention. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for joining me. And if you'd like any more support creating your branding, creating your graphics, learning how to use design principles to make you money in your business, I would love to have you in my course at DIY Design My Biz. I'll add all the information you need below in the description. In the meantime, hope to see you next week for another tutorial, and make sure you hit subscribe if you are not following already for way more Canva and design tips. Have a great day.